Welcome, Summer Festival friends. It's Tony here, and I have two special guests today. I have ABA and Elena, and we are talking a little bit about the film that they helped make, the Summer Festival short called Jort Night. And we're just gonna talk a little bit about Jort Night, get a little behind the scenes. So, do you two remember whose original idea Jort Night was, where the conception for it came from?
No, I'm pretty sure Mark came up with like the idea. He's kind of more with the younger kids, like he knows what's going on. I feel like I'm really out of the loop when it comes to like especially middle schoolers. And so I think it was his idea, and then like a bunch of people helped actually build it though. He just came up with the idea. He's like, what if we did Jort Night? And then it kind of went from there.
The funniest thing for me regarding filming was that it was like, we're all gonna just show up at Lock and Key. And I remember getting like buried in a warehouse is what it felt like. Or like we buried ABA in a warehouse and then I got to sit on like a comfy couch. But to get the appearance that we were gaming in two different rooms, I thought was so fun.
I remember like the first thing we filmed was just Elena saying a bunch of Jort Nights like jargon, and like we had to like look up what people say about it or about
I specifically remember that because I'm so out of touch with video games, and I was like, I've heard the word Fortnite, that's all. So I remember I think it was Kyle and Jeff and probably Mark like yelling things to say at me, and then I would just yell them back as if I was angrily video gaming, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm saying.
I'm coming around the outside. Just make a staircase there, it'll be fine. Wrap it up. Go, 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 go! Oh, yes! All right. Victory Royale. Finally, I gotta go.
How did you two get cast as the video game characters, not necessarily being the most avid gamers in the group?
Somebody came up with the idea of like it being a bunch of gamer girls to try to like flip the narrative, because everyone was always like, oh, only guys play video games.
I think connecting it to like our female audience was a good idea. And then I also think it was just like whoever showed up to be helpful, and then it was like, you're in the video.
What scenes stick out from filming? What are some of your favorite moments from the actual piece?
My favorite thing in the whole entire actual video that I wasn't even a part of is watching Marty run on the street in jorts like a video game character.
Yeah, I specifically remember because I filmed the parts where Marty was just walking around, and it, like literally it was just like me and maybe one other person just following him around, and then somebody would be like, oh, maybe do this and we'll see if it's funny later. And so we just had Marty do just a bunch of random funny things, and like over half of it didn't even make the video, but it was so funny to just be there.
I think one of the coolest parts about shooting a video like that and having like talented videographers like Annabelle is I saw the part where I was sitting in a room yelling and I saw nothing else. And then when I saw the final cut of the video, it would be like me yelling something about a battle or a victory, and then Marty doing something in tandem. And you're like, oh, it really came together. I felt so silly sitting there screaming to myself, but it looks awesome, you know?
Thanks for sharing a little behind the scenes, you two. My last question for you is, you both are big fans and supporters of this ministry. Why do you give financially, and why do you give of your time to this ministry?
I think for me, it's a classic tale of I got hooked on camp at a young age. And because it was a place for me to grow in my faith and also be myself, and you just are always looking for a place like that. And then as you get older and you find yourself in the position of hopefully providing that same ministry to students, I think about how much it meant to me to be able to go to camp. And like, I didn't necessarily also have the money to send myself to camp. So if other people donating meant I get to keep experiencing that, then it's up to me to pay it forward now when I want to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with pretty much everything Elena said, but I also went to camp at a young age and just never stopped going. It just became a thing that I had to do every year. And I think a lot of it is the community that Summer Festival creates. You just never want to stop being a part of that community. And that's another reason why I keep giving back with money and my time is like, this community means so much, and I want to keep the community going and bring in more great people so that the community just never stops being a great thing.
And I think another thing people maybe don't realize is like in a situation like this, $5 could make or break a day or an activity at camp. You may not feel like you're making an impact, but once you're on the side of planning and maybe seeing where those funds go, $10 can be the difference of if we get another carton of eggs so that everybody can play egg toss. And so it's important to be able to make camp silly and fun. And I donate to camp because I want to see what we do with my donation. I want to see what that becomes.
Oh, well, thank you both for taking time. Thank you for your generous support of both money and time. I appreciate both of you sharing with us today. Friends watching this, we're, as you probably know, doing movies, behind the movies all month long at Summerfest, and we're trying to raise an audacious goal of $10,000. So if you would like to support Summer Festival, you can go to summerfestivalcamp.com/donate, and there's a very easy donate form. It takes just a couple minutes, and it would mean the world to the three of us if you would financially support Summer Festival and join us as we continue to raise money to be able to share the good news of Jesus with today's teenagers. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back with another video in a couple of days.